Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Owatonna Today Show on this Monday, September 15th. I'm Deb Gillard, your host, and it is a rainy Monday, isn't it? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. It was beautiful outside, and I hope that you were able to get out and enjoy it at least a little bit here and there, if not the entire weekend. I know a lot of folks were out doing yard work and all those things that we do at this time of the year, but again, hopefully you had a good one. We do have a nice week coming up, very fall-like temperatures, and I think even a little bit more of a warm-up by the end of the week. So let's enjoy our September here as we've just hit the middle of it. We, of course, can be seen on the Owatonna Today Show on Charter Channel 8, 6 days a week, and also on the internet. You can head out to YouTube and ask for Owatonna Today Show in the search box and you'll get us. Also, we have a Facebook page. As always, you can like us there. And Leanne, are we still doing the Renaissance Festival tickets?
Yes.
Okay. If you head out to the Facebook page, and if you have not yet liked us, you can go ahead and like us, or you can like one of our shows, and that will put you in the drawing. We are giving away a pair of Renaissance Festival tickets until they're done with the Renaissance Festival, I guess, every week. So we'll let you know if you win that. So head out onto the internet and find us there, and or watch us on Charter Channel 8. And of course, we do welcome your suggestions and comments. If you have someone who you think would be a good guest, or you are involved with something that would be a good topic, we welcome that. Please give Leanne a call, 390-5751, or just email us at owatonatoday@charter.net. So we are going to be taking our first break here for our supporters, and when we come back, we'll be talking the AAUW. I'm going to get that right, probably have to spit that out slowly several times here, but the upcoming fundraiser this week. A little bit later on in the program, we'll be talking about the Masquerade celebration at the Owatonna Arts Center. So let's take this break. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
When using a fire extinguisher, we suggest using the pass system. Pull the pin at the top of the extinguisher that keeps the handle from being accidentally pressed. Aim the nozzle toward the base of the fire. Squeeze the handle to discharge the extinguisher. If you release the handle, the discharge will stop. Sweep the nozzle back and forth at the base of the fire. After the fire appears to be out, watch it carefully since it may reignite. If you have the slightest doubt about whether or not to fight the fire, get out and close the door behind you. This has been a safety message from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, my name is Dave Olson and I'm with R&K Electric, where we provide power to the people. We're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Olson of Mayo Clinic Health System in Owatonna. We know that good health goes beyond having a quality clinic and hospital in our community. That's why United Way is convening community partners to reduce obesity, diabetes, and heart disease in Steele County. At the same time, United Way is funding programs that increase access to health and dental care right now. We're proud to be a partner of the United Way Community Campaign Leadership Team, and we encourage you to join us by giving a gift this year.
Welcome back, and thanks again for joining us on this Monday, September 15th. It's rainy, it's gloomy, but I've got sunshine here, don't I? Sunshine in the form of Linda Hoffman and Mary Cronin. How are you?
Good.
Fine, thanks. You didn't quite know how to respond to that,
I
did
thought
you?
we'd break into song about sunshine on a cloudy day.
And you can if you would like. But we are here to talk AAUW. We're going to find out in a minute kind of what that stands for, what you're all about, and then a fundraiser coming up. But a little bit about yourself, Linda. In addition to your association with AAUW, what else keeps you busy?
I work at
Yes.
Owatonna Hospital, Align Health, in the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute there.
Okay.
And that keeps me pretty busy.
You bet it does. How about you, Mary?
I am a stay-at-home mom and a small business owner with a friend.
Well, that would keep you busy as well.
Yep.
So welcome. We're glad you're here. So let's talk just a little bit about AAUW, what it is here in the, well, I think it's a national organization.
It is a national organization.
And certainly here in Steele County. But what do the initials stand for in case someone is unaware?
American Association of University Women. And it is a national organization, and then there are branches across the country. And so there's a organization, we have our local branch, and then there's a state organization, and then the national organization. And at the national level, we do lobbying and scholarships and research all about improving equity for women and girls.
Okay, and most particularly in the university environment, or is not necessarily?
Not
Not
necessarily.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
but
think
it
that might have
means
been how
that
it got started, more focused.
Maybe,
but-
yep.
into that. But does that mean that as members, then you need to be a graduate of a college or university to be a member?
I think it's 2 years now.
They just changed it. It used to be a 4-year university, and they just recently changed it to a 2-year. You could have a nursing degree,
Okay.
and or we just had something about that in our booklet. But yeah,
Well, that's nice. That opens up the door to maybe some women who might not have otherwise been able to look at joining to be a part of your group.
Right.
that agree with the mission.
Yes.
and then they can join. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So then locally, we've got a fundraiser here, but when you're talking about advocating and things like that on the national level, what do you kind of hang your hat on here locally and get involved in?
Well, we participate and send funds to the scholarship funds
Okay.
and to the legal advocacy fund, which is that's another thing that happens. I guess we didn't mention that that AAUW will actually come into the courtroom with people who are experiencing issues and help them make their case.
Okay.
And we've heard when we go to like conventions and stuff that when AAUW is in the room, things are taken a lot more seriously.
People notice.
Mhm,
Good.
Like
Well, what a great
Lily Ledbetter
Okay.
is a name people might be familiar with.
Yeah,
So.
so some advocacy there. So it kind of all funnels up to that national organization
Yeah.
then too. Well, what a great
Most of
cause.
our funds stay local.
Okay.
This in particular, I would say.
Mhm, it's all about our local scholarships.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about the Taste of Steele County. Should we hold up the poster here even so we can see
Sure.
what folks are seeing around
right in
town?
front of my
Don't put it in
face.
front of your face, Linda. People tend to like to do that, but we're going to make you put it down again, just so you know. But a Taste of Steele County has been going on, I think, for quite some time.
5 years. Well,
Okay.
we've been doing it for 5 years. It was a contact fundraiser for a while, and then they quit doing it, and so we decided there's an opportunity there.
Okay, so it's coming up this Thursday, right, Mary?
This Thursday.
And
yep.
how does the evening kind of play out?
Well, it goes from 5 to 7. Usually we get the majority of our customers at 5.
Okay.
But we have 12 vendors from Steele County. So 2 that are actually not in Owatonna. We have the bakery in Blooming Prairie and Steve's Meat Market in Ellendale, but otherwise local vendors here, which we cannot say enough about. They come on Thursday night, a lot of times when they're busiest, and bring samples for everybody to enjoy.
So it really is a taste of Steele County. So
Yes.
can we actually mention kind of who's here? I'm going to give us a cheat sheet
yeah.
there. So we
Yeah.
definitely want to acknowledge the restaurants and
Yep.
and businesses that will be there, so we know what we're
Yeah.
going to get a taste of.
Right. Tori's restaurant has been with us since inception, since we've started. The bakery, same thing. He usually brings his delicious, what are the, rosettes?
Rosettes.
Oh,
And then he'll bring something along with that, like cookies or something.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, those rosettes are not
Scary.
Well, they're not an easy thing to make.
No, and he has
Very
trays
delicate
of
and-
them.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
Yes.
that's wonderful. Okay.
Steve's Meat Market, Donovan usually brings a whole sampling of brats.
Sausages, all the different
Yep.
flavors.
Yeah, Costa's brings they've brought truffles, they've brought caramels, and they have trays and trays of chocolates too. Awesome. Hy-Vee Deli, Gina there in the deli does an awesome job. She changes it up every year.
Okay.
Central Park Coffee, Sue Papp has been a great supporter too. She's going to be doing specialty drinks this year.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Cardinal-
yeah, I think they've adopted some new ones. so,
Yes,
okay.
so that's exciting. Cardinal Catering, Diane Randall is new this year.
Okay.
She's going to be bringing her signature caramel rolls.
Oh, yes, we remember Diane from
Yes.
Custom Coffee and the caramel rolls. Okay.
Yeah, El Tequila is a fairly new addition, and he's been amazing. They've brought last year was their
I don't
first
know what
year.
they're going to bring this
Yeah,
year, but they're always
yep.
good.
Surprise us, right?
And Andiamo is new this year.
Okay.
He was so very accommodating. We walked in and said, would you like to be a part of it? And he goes, yes, we've done this in Egan. We'd be happy to do it in Owatonna.
Okay.
Owatonna Eagles Club is where it's held. They're also a participant and
Okay.
a vendor. And Mizuki Fusion, they bring a whole bunch of sushi, and Owatonna Elks.
What a great variety. Oh my goodness. You've got some Mexican and you've got the Japanese and you've got, oh my gosh, that's just amazing. So they are literally set up for people to come around and sample. Now, obviously, this is
sample is the key word.
Yep.
This is not the all-you-can-eat buffet.
This is not for you to have dinner there. However,
Oh, you would have dinner if you take something from all
everyone?
of these vendors. You will be, pretty
right,
satisfied.
but not at each one. You're not going to load up a gigantic
Right,
dish
yeah.
and
Right.
have your meal. But yes, it definitely sounds like with 12 vendors and the variety there that you're going to get full of
Plenty
that
to
wonderful
choose from.
taste. So tickets are how much?
15 for adults and 10 for kids.
Okay.
Available from any AAUW member or at Kotke Jewelers.
Okay. All right. And so going on from 5 to 7 o'clock at the Eagles Club. Any idea as to how many folks you've had through before and what you've raised?
Well, we limit the sales to 300.
You do? Okay.
So that the vendors have some idea of what kind of, expectation there is for quantity.
Okay.
And we usually get, in the upper 270, we get close.
Okay. A little nicer, I think, if people probably get their tickets in advance, then you have a little bit
You
better
have a little
idea
more-
of what's going on.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, the goal is the vendors are there for a good reason, right? They're sampling their
Yeah.
wares. They're hoping that you are going to come and visit them, use them for catering, buy your chocolates and all those great things there. So
Locally, yeah.
Great. Is it set up where in the Eagles Club in the
big open
large
space.
Yeah.
open space in there? Okay.
Yep. And then we have a silent auction.
Oh, okay.
And the whole thing is to support several local scholarships. We send 3 girls to a science and math campership in the summer.
Okay.
We send a young lady to the what we call Nick Whistle. It's National Collegiate Women something
Student
blah blah
leaders.
student leader
I
in
like the
Washington.
name, Nick Whistle, but
In Washington D.C. for a couple of days,
Okay.
and they always come back just totally transformed. And we have a couple scholarships we alternate. One is the Used Owatonna, which was started as from a former member, and the other is Rachel Carson for a woman that's studying in the natural sciences.
Okay.
And then we have another scholarship we offer through Riverland. So we have quite a few scholarships that we support with our funds. So
That is
it's
wonderful.
really exciting to see how we get the support.
Some great beneficiaries for the AAUW Taste of Steele. Does anybody else find that hard to say, rattle off quickly, or is it just
A little
me?
bit, yeah.
Maybe after a while. Maybe I'm just thinking too hard. AAUW, just go with it.
There you did. You did it right
Yeah,
there.
I'll be fine. And it's the
Zoom.
Taste of Steele County, and let's just go over the details just quickly again for our watchers.
Thursday
viewers.
at the Eagles, 5 to 7. Tickets are available at the door, $15 adults and $10 for kids, and there'll be a silent auction, so come on out and enjoy the fun. It should be
Okay.
a lot of fun.
Look for the poster. It is this Thursday, September 18th, so don't hesitate. Get your tickets. Give them a good idea as to who will be attending, and it sounds like it's going to be a great evening. And we hope another successful one, which it seems to be all the time. So,
Yes.
Mary and
Yep.
Linda, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Have
you.
a great
Thank
Thank you
event.
for having
Yes,
us.
thank you.
All right, you're welcome. We'll take a break for our supporters, and we'll be back masquerading.
Hi, my name is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Do you know how to safely dispose of your prescription and non-prescription drugs? Not by flushing them down the toilet or putting them in the garbage. Doing so pollutes our rivers, streams, and drinking water supply. Take it to the box instead for safe, secure disposal. It's easy. Bring your unused medications in their original containers to the drop-off locations listed on the screen and drop them in the Take It to the Box drop box. Proper disposal of unwanted medications keeps them out of the hands of children and out of our environment. This is a message from the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
Hi, I'm Doug Johnson with the Owatonna Business Incubator. We're here to help small businesses start and to grow. We're a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome to Bremer Bank. I am Jason Iberg.
And I'm Shannon Pedersen.
Bremer is a full financial services bank.
We invite you to stop by Bremer Bank and experience the Bremer difference.
You are always welcome at Bremer.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back on this Monday, September 15th, and yes, I do have a small hat on my head. And I also have a studio full of wonderful people, and the reason I have the hat on my head, we're going to be talking about the first annual Masquerade celebration at the Owatonna Arts Center, and for that I have Heidi Lyman. How are you, Heidi?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I have Diane. I don't know if this is going to stay on, so we'll see here. If I nod my head too much, I'm in trouble. Diane Racek, how are you, Diane?
Hi, very good this morning. Thank
Good.
you.
Pam Mikeworth, how are you?
Good morning, thank you.
Lady behind the mask. She's a little bit, you know.
Mysterious.
Yes,
Yeah.
mysterious. There we go. And Jimmi Langemo, did I
Right,
say that
that's
right?
right, yep.
And Jimmi is going to be talking some of the music that we're going to have at this event. Back to kind of square one, and we're going to let everybody have a chance to talk, except maybe the lady in the mask who wants to remain mysterious. The brainchild of the event, how did this come up, Heidi?
We were just talking about many different avenues that we could go for a theme, and we thought about, a casino night, and we're like, well, everyone does that.
It's kind of been done, yeah.
So we had somebody else on our committee, Andy Gaffke, who said steampunk, and we're like, steampunk. We all looked at each other and we're like, steampunk, what is that?
Good, thank you, because I would not have known either.
And it's like, she started talking about it, and she's like, Wild Wild West, like the movie with Will Smith in it, with gadgets and clocks and gears, and you kind of think of Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
With the Mad Hatter with the top hat, and again all the clocks and gears.
Very fantasy kind of.
Right, and it's kind of, it goes back to the 1800s too, the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and so I started looking at Facebook, or you could go on Facebook and Pinterest and all kinds of websites, and you're like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, I have all that stuff in my house.
Do you? You were steampunking. I don't even know it. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So that's kind of how it kind of just spiraled into that, and we're like, yeah, we can do that. And
how fun.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, if you go look in your closet, or maybe your grandmother's closet, or anywhere, thrift shops, Goodwill stores. You can go online as well to find things.
Okay.
If you need to find a costume, you can even go to the little theater here in Owatonna. They might be able to help you out.
Okay.
Party City is another great place. They have in Rochester has a lot of steampunk things as well.
Oh, they do?
Yes, a ton. Like
this is brand new to me.
Right, the hat you're wearing. The hat you're wearing, we got that there.
At Party City?
Yes, at Party City.
See?
My hat, and then I embellished it. You can go to Pier 1, and they have masks as well.
Perfect.
So you can kind of, you just have to look, but you can find things.
Okay, scout around.
Yes.
So you've got the little gear gadgets going on here. So
Yes.
this is just a fun little hat, and you've got some, what did you put over it? Kind of a mesh or a...
Mesh over it, and then there's a flower on the back, and we actually made some of the gears, which we're selling down at the farmer's market.
I've seen you down there. So if you are planning on going and you need some embellishment, you can go and support the cause there as well.
Yes.
So it's just kind of wide open, but using that same theme. Diane, you actually made your jacket, correct?
Yes, I did.
Wow, that is just fabulous. And if you could see the way it kind of flows down in the back with ruffles and everything, and they're going to have to come to the event and see you, right?
That's right.
That's how
That's
it's going
what they
to be.
have to see.
And feathers and all those kinds of things. I'm seeing cameos and all sorts of ornate jewelry and all those things. It almost looks like anything goes.
Right. It can be very Victorian. Think Victorian, 1800s.
Okay.
Not maybe as back as like Little House on the Prairie, but
Right.
a little bit more Victorian, a little bit fancier.
Okay, all right.
Like the Sherlock Holmes movies too, kind of have
Another
that kind
perfect
of
one.
same kind of dress.
So I'm
and
thinking for the
gadget
guys,
stuff.
here's these ladies, and you're dressed now with the top hat and the coat and.
Right. Oh, this is what I usually wear when I'm playing, but.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about that. Since we've got you on and on the side. Jimmy's band actually plays, and it's Jimmi and the Band of Souls.
Right.
And you are, what type of music are you playing, Jimmi?
Well, it's kind of blues R&B-ish.
Okay.
If anybody knows Spike Stefan from Rochester, he calls us Gypsy Blues.
Gypsy Blues.
Because of the way we play. We have a fun, I think it's a really fun, entertaining show that we try to put on, and our own style or spin on the blues.
So steampunk was not new to you?
No, I think
You've
steampunk's
been
fun.
involved in- yeah,
Not only are
sounds
there
like it.
movies on it, but there's a whole genre of books
Yeah.
that kind of play on the theme of steampunk. And I think people could have a lot of fun getting dressed up for it. And
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
more and more it sounds like a very fun evening.
Right.
So you've got some special kind of creds that you're coming to us with. You've got, you are representing Minnesota. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we were lucky enough to win this contest called the Road to Memphis. So sponsored by the Minnesota Blues Society, and a number of incredible musicians were competing, and we're very honored and grateful that we were the ones selected. And we'll be participating in a contest in January down in Memphis, Tennessee. It's called the International Blues Challenge. So there'll be 200 some bands from all over the world, China, Brazil, Germany, all over, and we'll be representing Minnesota, playing the blues and hoping to do well and bring home
So to our viewers,
accolades for Minnesota.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's who you get to see when you come to this event.
Right. Yeah, we'll
So
put on a
let's-
great show.
Absolutely. Let's get into some of the nuts and bolts so people know what's happening that evening. It is coming up on Saturday, September 27th,
Yes.
right? And it is where and when and all those good things.
It is at the Owatonna Arts Center, and it starts at 6 a.m. with cocktails.
6 p.m.
Or 6 p.m., sorry. Oh my gosh.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
it's early.
we're not getting up that early. Whole different meeting now. I
6
don't know.
p.m.
Okay,
Yes, 6 p.m. And then the band will start at 7, but we will, part of the ticket is you get a complimentary glass of wine, beer, or a pop. You get a mask, so if you don't choose to dress up, we will provide a mask for you.
It's got to be a mask,
Yes.
right? Yep.
And then you also, you can get a picture taken, and you get that picture. At 6:30, you want to be early because we're doing an early bird raffle, which you get the cost of your ticket back.
Awesome.
So which is kind of cool. We'll have other giveaways. We're going to have raffles. It's just going to be a great night. We're going to have lots of hors d'oeuvres. The hors d'oeuvres are made by Tim Cochran.
Okay.
Native to Owatonna.
Yep.
So
We'll recognize that.
yes, and
Yeah.
so it's going to be lots of fun. We're going to have dancing. It's just going to be about fun, and it's kicking off the new year for the Arts Center, which we're really excited about, and it's just going to be a blast.
Okay.
So
how and where can we get tickets?
You can get tickets at the Arts Center. You can also get tickets at Cashwise and at Hy-Vee.
Okay.
So.
And this is a major fundraiser. The tickets are how much?
They're $50 a person.
But again, all that goes with it. So
Yes.
You've got music, you've got food, you've got obviously even just entertainment, just to come and
Yes.
people watch if you
Yes.
wanted to. I think it's going to be just fantastic. But you're also having some contests too during
Yes.
the night, right?
The best female and best male winner will get a nice little prize.
Okay.
So, and it's going to be related to steampunk.
All right, whatever that means, whatever that means. So we have a note here on the poster too. We've got do we want to mention our featured artist?
Our featured artist will be Whitey Thomas, and his paintings are awesome, and they kind of tie in with the steampunk a little bit.
They
It's
do.
about cars and things like that. And not to mention cars too. We're going to have the cars from Mars.
Okay.
Also there, so that's coming in on that Tuesday, right, Diane?
Correct.
Tuesday,
Okay, we have to
September
explain
23rd.
that a little bit more. So the
Yeah,
car
right.
from Mars is going to be parked outside the Art Center.
Yes.
Correct.
The Tuesday prior to the event, right?
Yes. Right.
Okay, and so where did it come from and what's it going to be doing there?
Well, the Cars from Mars was a Kent Rossi idea, and he talked to the owner up on, when you're traveling up 35W and you're going to past Dundas, there's that one place where there's the shark and all these wild-looking items that people, submarines and that.
Yep.
And so anyways, we got the car from them. They're donating it to come down, so it's hauled down. And we'll have it here on Tuesday through the event. And we can take pictures with it, and there'll be a sign out front so everybody will know what it's for and everything. So if you have kids and you want to bring your kids up, bring them
Very
up.
fun.
So,
Very fun.
yeah.
Picture opportunities and
Yes.
a little more awareness about the event. This is what the poster looks like. It looks very steampunkish, as I now know what that means. It's going to be a great evening, I think, for the Masquerade celebration and all these things involved. So get your tickets now. now. Make sure you're set up to go. I would guess, because the Art Center is the Art Center, it's limited attendance. I mean, if you definitely want to get your ticket now and make sure you're going to plan to attend.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, it sounds like it's going to be great fun. So, Jimmy, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
And congratulations on
show.
your win. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Pam, you've been silent, but you have the umbrella, so that's an important thing today. But we'll see you there, okay? And Diane and Heidi, thank you very much for joining us, and we wish the very best for your event. Hope it's very successful.
Thank you so much.
We'll take a break, and we'll be back to wrap up.
Hi, I'm Pete Connor. I'm here to say some things about an upcoming bicycle safety course that's going to be held here in Owatonna. It's called TS 101. It'll be held on the 26th and 27th of September. It's for people who are riders or drivers of bicycles that want to learn more about bike safety, about bike rules, and about bike handling technique. If you have any interest, give me a call. I'm at 456-1099.
Hi, Warren Abraham, Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you. Owatonna Public Utilities.
And, I still have my hat on. I'm steampunking it. Time to wrap it up on this Monday, September 15th, with a reminder that the Steele County Safety Council meets this coming Wednesday, September 17th. It will be at the Elks Club as usual. Lunch begins at noon. You can get there at 11:30, and there will be, I think lunch begins from 11:30 to noon, and then the presentation is from noon to 1. So my mistake there. The cost is $7. The presentation this time will be an interactive discussion about are you a distracted driver? So a very timely topic for the upcoming Safety Council meeting. Also coming up this week, the Steele County Historical Society is going to be welcoming historian Barry Adams for a lecture about the Civil War Battle of Nashville. That will be Thursday, September 18th at 7. That will be in the History Center, of course, located at 1700 Austin Road. And it will introduce the audience to dozens of Steele County Civil War veterans. Admission to the lecture is free for Steele County Historical Society members, $2 for non-members. If you have questions about this event or anything having to do with the Historical Society, please call 451-1420. If you like to get muddy and you like to look for treasure, you may want to be involved in the 6th Annual Watershed-Wide Cleanup. It is coming up this Saturday, September 20th from 9 to noon. They are going to be doing the 6th annual. Over the past 5 years, many volunteers have come out and helped pull trash and debris out of the Canyon River, Straight River, and lakes across the watershed. And the sites are, as usual, include a lot of them up and down those areas. To sign up, call Alana at 507-786-3913. Coming up on Wednesday's program, we hope to see you then. We will have the Owatonna Public Utilities and Steele County Humane Society. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day.